I love talking about Canva. Over the last couple of years, I have slowly transitioned from using PowerPoint to just using Canva indefinitely. I only use Canva and I love to share about it. So that's what I'm going to share about today. So I'm going to quickly just show you what we're going to walk through. If you follow me on Instagram at Teresa Kwant, I share about Canva every single day. But I want to show you how you can use Canva to supercharge your product creation so you can make it more efficient and you can do tasks quicker. So we're going to talk about some Canva shortcuts on your computer and where to find them. We'll talk about certain apps that I use within Canva. We'll go over how to save elements that you like, that you find in Canva, and where to save them. I'll give you a little insight on how I use brand kits and how I create my own templates. I really just made this template here to kind of keep me on track so I can refer back to it. So I'm not really going to be opening the presentation a whole lot. I'm really just going to be showing you about Canva. I did want to tell you a little bit about myself though, really fast. I have been a seller on TpT for nearly 13 years. The way I keep track of that is my son is almost 13 years old, and I started when he was just a few months old. I am a platinum seller, and I am in the top 1% of sellers on TpT. I graduated from the University of Utah in elementary education. I taught 6th grade for 5 years in an elementary school. Where I was, 6th grade was in elementary. I did receive my technology endorsement, and currently I'm an online resource and content creator. All right, so let's go ahead and head on over to Canva. I'm going to open up my presentation up here so I can see where we are. Okay, so the apps we're going to go over, in case you want to screenshot this or write it down so you can remember, we're going to talk about the bulk create tool. My very favorite tool. If you've never used it before, I promise you'll be using it now. And I'm going to show you a few different ways to use it. I'm also going to show you how to use their image to frame tool. There was a new tool they just released called the image splitter that I have absolutely loved. And then I'm going to show you where to find captions, the translator, and the bingo cards, in case those are ever things you would like to use. Okay, so the bulk create tool is a tool that helps you bulk create content. To find that tool, you're just going to open up a new presentation. So I always do 8.5 by 11. So I come down here to custom size. And I use this one often, so it pops up, but you could just come up here and type in your own sizes, whatever you need. Now that bulk create tool is going to be all the way in apps. Let's find it here, right here. And you will just search bulk create, and it's totally free as part of your Canva account. Canva itself starts out free, but if you're going to be using it for commercial purposes, you will need a pro account, which is about $120 a year, and I fully believe it's worth it. All right, so you'll see the bulk create tool come up here. You'll click bulk create, and you can either upload data manually, enter data manually, or upload your own data. So let's pretend that we want to create some writing prompts for our students. The first thing I would do is I would design what I want my writing prompt to be. Whether you're going to share this on the screen or you're going to print it out and hand it out to the students, whatever that is, you're going to first design your page. So let's do some February themed writing prompts. So the first thing I would do is I might search for some Valentine's Day clip art and theming, whatever you want to use. As I'm doing this, I'll just give you a few tips. If you don't know this already, if I find an element I like to click the 3 little dots, and oftentimes you'll see view collection, and then you'll see a whole collection of similar clip art. That was kind of a stupid one. Let me try a different one. That's kind of the problem with Canva, is you don't know what you're going to get when you click view collection. All right, these will probably be cute little penguins. We'll do that. So I'm going to put just some cute little penguins. I'm going to design my page. I'm designing my page first because whatever I design this is what it's going to duplicate for me. And I'll show you in a minute how to duplicate more than one page, but we're going to start with just one page now. So I might have a few different of these cute little penguins here at the bottom. And we are going to maybe write daily writing prompt up at the top. Obviously, you can spend time making this as cute as you want it to be. Then this is where my writing prompt is going to be. I'm going to just write prompt. It's my placeholder. And I want it to fill the page, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now, I am now going to head to ChatGPT to get my writing prompts. I love ChatGPT. I heard someone else talk about how they signed up for the pro version, the paid version. Very good choice. Love that. So I'm going to head over to ChatGPT and I am going to type, I need 30 writing prompts. Okay, so I said I wanted 30 writing prompts for Valentine's Day for third graders, and I want a mixture of opinion, narrative, and informative prompts. I was typing fast, so I didn't have any commas in there. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. It doesn't bother ChatGPT. Okay, so it's giving me my prompts here. First thing, when I'm using the bulk create tool, I personally don't want the numbers here. I want just the prompt. So I'm going to re-say to ChatGPT, rewrite these in an easy to copy table format without the numbers. Without the numbers, we'll say. And here they go. When it's like this is your easy to copy table. Oh, whoops. Okay. Now I actually wanted them all in one whole list, but we can deal with this. So I'm going to go ahead. Nope, I'm going to tell it that I want it in just one column. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted it to do. Sometimes with ChatGPT, you have to move it along and tell it exactly what you want. But in the end, you can see I didn't have to think of all 30 of these writing prompts, and I didn't have to sit there and type them all. I'm going to go ahead and click copy, head back to Canva. Now, when I'm inside of Canva, I'm going to go back to that bulk create tool. It was in apps. I searched for bulk create, and now I'm going to enter my data manually. And then this is a table that pulls up. So I'm going to clear my table. My title, I mean, you can title this whatever you want. That doesn't really matter, but these are my prompts. And then I'm going to paste all the writing prompts in the table and click done. Now I'm going to highlight this text box. I'm just going to select it here. You can see the purple box around it. And I'm going to choose connect data. And I'm going to connect it to this prompt here. Now, when I come down here and click continue, generate 30 designs, I now have 30 different writing prompts all ready to go. And you can see they're all the same pattern though. They all have the same clip art. You might have to come down here and adjust so it's not on top of the penguins. But if you're doing a very repetitive task in Canva, I highly, highly recommend using the bulk create tool. For example, I made these morning slides and I wanted to have a greeting every morning. I wanted to have something students would share with a partner. And then I wanted a little activity that they would do, and then a math challenge. Every single day, this would be a morning slide teachers could give to their students. So I wanted to duplicate 4 different slides. I think I did 25 different days. So stay with me here. I'll show you how I did this, okay? Same idea as the bulk create with our writing prompts. But I started with creating a new design. This time I did a presentation. So I went over to Canva. create design presentation. And I designed my 4 slides. So I wanted 4 different slides. So I designed all 4 of them first. I won't make you guys sit through watching me design the slides again. Okay, so I had a greeting slide, and then I would have, this is where I wanted my greeting. I had my share slide. This is where I wanted them to share something. I wanted them to do a quick little daily activity. And then a math challenge. In fact, let's change our activity to a writing prompt. So I'm just going to W-R-I-T. Well, I don't know why that's telling me I spelled it wrong. Okay. We'll have this be our writing prompt. Okay, so now, same idea. We're going to head back to ChatGPT. I'm going to tell ChatGPT what I need. I'm going to say I need morning slides for 3rd graders. I want 4 slides a day. What slides did we say? Greeting. Put this in an easy to copy format table. Each slide in its own column. Okay. Here we go. Awesome. It did it exactly how I wanted it to do. It's going to take a minute just to generate it. Now, if I wanted to be really nitpicky, I could say don't use X, like I don't really want the quote marks, things like that. But I'm going to go ahead and copy this table. And I wanted it in its own separate column because I have 4 different slides. I have a greeting slide, I have a share slide, I have a writing prompt, and a math challenge. And let's also keep in mind that AI isn't always perfect, so I would highly suggest going through and rereading it before you were to use any of it, just to make sure it's all correct. But I'm going to go back over to my apps to bulk create. And we're going to enter our data manually, but we're going to do it a little bit different here. We're going to have 4 different titles. So we have clear table. We have our greeting. I kind of forgot what I did here. Greeting, share. Activity. I think it was actually writing. Maybe it was activity, but let's see. Yeah, it was writing, and then we did math. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, oh my gosh, paste our ChatGPT right into this table. And I'm going to click done. Now I'm going to connect my data, but I'm going to connect it to each slide. So I'm going to connect my greeting to this slide. And you can see this adds a little more diversity because each slide I made look a little bit different. So that makes the bulk creating a little more fun, in my opinion, when it's not all exactly the same. And now I click continue, generate 5 designs, and now I have a whole week's worth of morning slides, and the teacher would just share those first 4 slides every day. But they're all different and they're all ready to go however you want. Again, you might want to adjust spacing a little bit, but I love the bulk create tool. Okay, that's the one I really would spend the most time on, you guys. We're not going to spend that much time on every single app. It's just I love the bulk create tool. It's amazing. The other tool I want to show you is called the image to frame tool. We're going to come over here to apps again, and we're going to search for image to frame. And it's this one right here, this very first one that comes up. Now, the reason I love this one is you can take any font that you want and you can make it a bulletin board letter. In fact, I should probably pull up one for you so I can show you what I mean. So if I'm making bulletin boards or bulletin board letters, I can literally create any letter frame that I want. So this letter frame here, I created in Canva with a font I had because I wanted this specific frame so that I could come to Elements and I could type in digital paper of some sort, and I could plop it right there into my frame and very easily and quickly make my own alphabet letters for my own bulletin boards. So the way that and you could make all sorts of different frames. Seriously, there are so many different ideas for frames, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come up here. I'm opening a 1080 by 1080 size. Let's say I wanted to do a font frame for the letter A. And I am working with, let's find a cute fun font. These are a bunch that I've uploaded on my own. Okay, so I want to make this a frame. The first step I would do is I would just download this image here as a PDF. So PNG. So I'm going to download this image as a PNG. I used to create these into frames, and I did this huge wonky way with PowerPoint, and it would take forever. But now you just need a PNG and this simple app, image to frame. Image to frame, pull that up. Okay. I'm going to take my PNG now and put it back on the page here. And then I'm going to make sure it's selected and choose convert image to frame. Oh, whoops, sorry, I skipped a step. I need to remove the background. So it just has the A outlined. Now that it's selected, convert image to frame. Oh my gosh, hold on. I promise you, I've done this, there we go, a million times and that it works. Okay, so now here's my A frame. And if I were to go back to Elements, I could put in any type of, let's change this background so it's a little easier to see. I can make any shape or letter into a frame, and it makes it so much easier and so much more fun to create bulletin boards. So that is another app that I love to use as a creator. Another app that I love to use, let me pull it up here. So I made this cute little puzzle poster. And I had this image split into 25 different squares so that I could make this little poster. They had these squares that they would glue together to create this poster. Again, I used to do it this whole wonky way and it would take forever. Well, now it's super easy to create puzzles, however you decide to do it. I'm trying to find, here's what I'm working on right now. Okay, so the first thing you would do is you would create your design, and then again, you're going to download your design as a PNG. So I'm going to go ahead and download this first page as a PNG. And then I'm going to insert it back into Canva. And now I'm going to look for another app. This app is called Image Splitter. It looks like this right here. I'm going to click Image Splitter. And why does it look like this? Oh, I think I was on the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Image splitter. Oh, start over. There we go. Choose file. No. Export design. Oh, I could have exported my design. I forgot that part. Okay, so I'm going to export this design really quick. Sorry. Okay, so now when it has my design here, you can decide how many rows or how you want to split it. So I know some people like to make puzzles that are vertical like this and have the vertical strips, but you can also make them squares. So you can go as big as 10 by 10, okay? I think mine was 5 by 5 is what I had done, but honestly, play around with it, do what you want. Then you choose image splitter, and it automatically splits up your design into the perfect sizes. It's amazing. Again, I used to do this a totally different wonky way, and it would take forever. And then you can add the design here or set as background. Now you can see it's a little blurry. So one thing I would do to help with that, so it isn't as blurry, is I would, hold on, let me click start over. Just to help it not be as blurry, I would download this as a PNG, and you can make this file size all the way to 3.125. Make it as big as it can be, and then it won't be blurry. That's what I have done with my other ones. I downloaded it that way. And then just save the file to your own computer, and you can choose file to upload here. You can choose your own. Anyway, so that's how you make it not look as blurry, is you'd want to save it as a bigger file. Okay, now we're going kind of fast here. There were a couple other apps I wanted to show you just so that you knew and were aware they were there. So the next app I wanted to show you is called Translator. I make a lot of videos. So if you were making videos for social media, this is an option here. So here's a video I made. And you can actually add captions right onto your video in Canva, and it's actually really good. So you'll open up any video you want, and you just click on this text button here on the left on the toolbar, and then it says captions. And you can choose if you want all the videos to have captions or just certain videos, and then it generates your captions, and it does an amazing job. And you can change the color, like the translation of it did really well, and it spelled everything quite perfectly, actually. I was pretty impressed with it, but you can change the color, you can change the font, you can change the size. Once it's on your video, you can put it wherever you want. And then I also wanted to show you the Translator app and the bingo cards. So the Translator app, I don't speak a second language, but I have been asked before to make resources in Spanish. I never have, because I don't speak Spanish. But if you speak other languages and you wanted to translate your products into that language, there is a translator app. So on the left-hand side, this app's here, you can search for translator. And I don't know how accurate it is because, again, I don't speak another language. I wish I did. Translator. Why can't I spell translator? Okay. There is a translator app. Where is it? It's not showing up. I think I spelled translate wrong. There it is. It's translate. So it's this app right here. And you can select what you want to be translated and the language. So I'm going to do Spanish. I think this would be great just if you're a classroom teacher. I personally had a lot of ESL students when I was teaching, and this would have been so helpful because even if it wasn't perfect, the message still would have gotten across to my parents better than I could have told them. So for a product, I don't know how well it works, but in a classroom, I think it's better than nothing. So then you can choose which page you want to translate, or if you want all of them to be translated, and it does translate into, if anyone speaks Spanish, maybe hurry and read that, and I don't know how well it translates, but I do like the translator app. The last app I wanted to show you that I really, really just love in Canva is called the bingo card generator. If you make any bingo cards, this is a great one to use. Again, you could head on over to ChatGPT. Let's say you were doing a science bingo card. You could say something like, give me 25 solar system words. I don't actually need the definition. I should have clarified that. Or maybe you want to use the definition, but I think with the bingo card app, it's really only like words. Okay, and now it's just going up. Okay, it's gonna take forever. So we're let me give it one more time. I only need one column. Okay. And it's going to have, I don't want bullet points. I should have clarified that too, but we're gonna go with it. Then you're gonna go ahead and paste that. Oh God, it didn't paste the bullet points. I was super nervous about that. You're gonna paste that into the bingo card app. And you can choose how big you want your grid to be, how many number of cards you want, the font that you want, if you want grid lines or not. Then you create the bingo card words and it makes the bingo cards for you automatically and it mixes all the words up. And then of course you would design a cute little background. This is space themed, so we would design some sort of space themed background. Love, love, love the bingo card app. Now, before we wrap up, there were a couple things more things I wanted to show you. And I know I'm talking really fast, so I hope I'm not being too overwhelming. Okay, I just really love to share Canva and everything it can do. Can you use Bolt Create with the Bingo app? I think no. I think what it does is it just creates these cards for you. I mean, I guess with Bolt Create, it allows you to put in images. And I've never done the images before, but I think it would take just as long. I would just design your card and then very quickly insert each one like this. Honestly, the hard part is done for you because they already made the card. The sad part is it won't do pictures. It only does words or numbers. I wish there was a way to do pictures. I wonder if there was a way with Bolt Create. I would have to play around with it. Okay, the last couple of things I want to show you, as I've been using Canva, the one thing that really frustrates me is finding elements in clip art. It's not as user-friendly as it could be. So I found ways to find elements and save them to make it easier for me. So for example, if I were searching for like school supplies, if you ever find an element you like, you click the three little dots and you can add it to a folder. Start saving the clip art you like into folders. And so I have a folder called school supply elements, where I can save these elements that I like. And if you find one you really like, also see if there's a collection, because they'll all have a similar look. So if I were designing this bingo card, all of these elements look the same, and I'm not using elements from 5 different artists. They're all from the same artist, so I keep that same streamlined look. So I highly recommend when you are looking for elements that you search for sets and then you save them into folders. And to find your folders, it's very easy. So a few different ways to do it. When you're working on a project, hold on, let me get back in. When you're working on a project, you can actually come down here on the left-hand side where it says projects here, and here are all your folders that you've saved. So you can search your content for school supplies. Oops, I gotta spell it right first. And it's going to find the folders for you where you have school supply elements. And now all those elements I've ever saved are all just right here, and they're easy to find and easy to pull up. So save those elements you use so you can find them again. You can also find your folders when you're on your home screen dashboard on the left-hand side under projects. And you can have all your folders here. So I have all my clip art elements right here in a folder called clip art elements that I save. Some of them are ones that I've uploaded myself that I've used, that I've bought, and some of them are from Canva themselves. But here are a bunch that I've been saving and using for different projects. Two more things, and then we will go to questions. The other thing I want to show you, if you're unaware, is there is a section on Canva called brand kits here on the left-hand side. And this is where you can upload all your brand colors and fonts so that you have easy access to them when you're creating. So if I were to create a design, I can pull up my brand kit here on the left-hand side, and I automatically have my logos here ready to use and insert anywhere I need. I have my color palette ready to go. I have my fonts that I use regularly and that are part of my brand, and I have photos that I use with my brand as well. So I love brand kits as a creator. And then I also love to have templates, like if I'm creating covers. In fact, I have a handout I'm giving you guys that has some templates. Let me see where that handout went. Oh, here it is. I'll give this to Chris, but it has 2 links to product covers and product previews. These are templates I like to use when I'm making products because they're already ready to go, and I just have to plug in my own. I could use my own font, my own colors, my own image, and it's already ready to go and ready to use. So I like to use templates in Canva so I don't have to recreate the wheel all the time. And then last but not least, where can you find me? Number one, you can find me on Instagram. That is where I like to hang out. It's at Teresa Kwant. I also have started a YouTube channel, so you can find me there. It's fairly new, but I have been liking that. That is my goal for the year. And then TikTok, question mark. I am on it. I don't know if it's going to stay. It's back. I don't know if it's going to stay. I love Instagram the most, though. That's where you'll find me. That's where I'll be most of the time. I also have inside, let's find that handout again. Inside that handout that I'll give to Chris that he can give to you guys, I did want to mention that I do have a couple of Canva courses. I have one Canva course there that you can check out. There's a link to it. And then I also have a Teacher Author Brilliance Club for sellers. We also meet once a week where we have live Q&As. I talk mainly when I'm doing my tutorials about Canva, but we always have a Q&A at the end, and you can ask, and we get asked anything TpT related, but we're usually creating products together. So this month, every live call is a different step in the product creation process. And so our live call focuses on a different step in creating a product every single week. And there's a link to join there and all the link to my social channels. So if you're interested, look through that, but no pressure. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I feel like I have talked your ears off. What questions do you have for me?